Hey Cowboys fans, let's dive into the latest with America's team after that win against the New York Jets. Now, I know the final score made it look a lot closer than it actually was, because let's be honest, the Jets aren't exactly lighting up the scoreboard this year. But there's something important to note. Even in a game where the opponent isn't top tier, there are signs that the Cowboys are moving in the right direction, and that's what makes this worth talking about. This isn't about overhyping one victory or pretending that the team is suddenly unbeatable, but there's a lot to unpack, and some of it is genuinely encouraging. Let's start with Brian Schottenheimer and his impact as head coach and offensive play caller. I know there's been a lot of debate out there, with people quick to anoint him the next great coach or to criticize every single call, but the truth is more nuanced. 5 games into the season, and with a relatively easy schedule so far, it's clear that he's made some adjustments that have allowed Dak Prescott to operate more effectively. The offense isn't just running plays. It's moving in a way that blends Dak's strengths and minimizes weaknesses. You see things that many fans have been waiting for years to see: a balance of creativity, measured aggression, and exploitation of mismatches. The play calling isn't perfect. There are moments where a drive feels overly cautious, a series of plays that could be more daring, but compared to what we've seen under previous regimes, it's a step forward. The team no longer crumbles when a single offensive lineman goes down, which is a huge improvement from years past. The running game deserves attention too. Clayton Adams has shown flashes of being a true weapon, combining patience and vision with the kind of explosiveness that makes defenses respect the Cowboys' ground attack. When you pair that with the improved play-action passing, which finally seems fixed after lingering issues, you see the beginnings of an offense that can threaten both sides of the ball. And while Schottenheimer may still lean conservative on 4th downs more often than some would like, the team shows signs of resilience and adaptability. Wins like the one over the Jets give fans reasons to feel optimistic, but there's also a clear understanding that the schedule is about to get tougher. Beating Carolina next is a reasonable expectation, but then you've got matchups against teams with playoff aspirations: Commanders, Broncos, Cardinals, and suddenly, each decision and execution on both sides of the ball matters that much more. Defensively, it's tempting for fans to declare that everything is fixed just because the Cowboys dominated a struggling Jets team. That would be an overreaction, but there were adjustments that stood out. Matty Rayfuss shifted the coverage schemes, mixing more man-to-man looks with strategic blitzes. We saw players like Shamar James and Stewart get more opportunities to apply pressure, and it worked at times. Dante Fowler and James Houston contributed significantly in situational pass rushing, and there were signs that the defensive line is starting to recognize how to operate without overcommitting or leaving gaps in the run game. Still, consistency remains the key. A single strong performance isn't enough to rewrite the narrative, but the progress is tangible. The defensive front and linebackers are showing flashes of discipline and effectiveness, and that gives the team hope as they move into more challenging matchups. Wide receiver positioning has become another interesting talking point. Ryan Finnoy had a standout performance, showing athleticism and route-running ability that forced immediate trust from Dak Prescott. 6 catches, over 100 yards, plus a couple of carries. Finnoy proved he's capable of contributing at a high level, and the coaching staff clearly recognizes that potential. Meanwhile, players like Jalen Tolbert continue to serve vital roles, particularly on special teams and in blocking schemes. The takeaway is that the depth and versatility at receiver are becoming assets, offering flexibility for different situations without forcing fans to choose between talent and utility prematurely. Finnoy's emergence signals an exciting element of the offense that can be built upon for the rest of the season. The offensive line, particularly the left tackle position, is another area to watch closely. Nathan Thomas saw extended time in a game for the first time in nearly 2 years, and his performance was similar to Tyler Gayton's in many respects. The differences weren't drastic, which is a good sign for depth and future planning. Both players showed competence in pass protection and run blocking, and the quarterback's mobility also helped mitigate some pressure moments. Over the long term, this flexibility allows the Cowboys to rotate effectively, maintain a stable offensive line, and avoid the dramatic drop-offs that plagued previous seasons. It's a subtle but important improvement that adds to the team's overall stability. Linebackers, however, remain an area of scrutiny. Shamar James' role has been under the microscope, and while he isn't a world beater yet, his youth and athleticism provide an upside that the Cowboys can build on. The team continues to evaluate the balance between coverage ability and run support among the linebackers, and each week will likely bring adjustments. The main takeaway is that while there are flashes of quality, nothing is settled, and the coaching staff is still experimenting to find the optimal combinations. The defense's development will be a story to watch as the Cowboys move into tougher stretches of the schedule. And then, of course, there's context to consider. The Jets are not a strong opponent this season, so while the win was important for morale and confidence, it shouldn't be overvalued. This was a demonstration of what happens when a team executes well against a weaker opponent, not a definitive statement about the Cowboys' place in the league hierarchy. That said, winning decisively against a team that struggles shows that the Cowboys can dominate when they need to, and it reinforces some of the positive trends we've seen so far. It's about building momentum, identifying which pieces are clicking, and preparing for the more significant challenges ahead. In summary, the offense is showing promise under Brian Schottenheimer's guidance. The defense is making incremental improvements with room for consistency. The wide receivers are demonstrating depth and versatility, and the offensive line appears to have growing stability. Individual performances like those from Ryan Fennoy and Clayton Adams provide sparks that can turn into game-changing plays. Wins like the one over the Jets matter, but they are stepping stones rather than definitive proof of elite status. The Cowboys are laying the groundwork, and fans should watch the development with cautious optimism, knowing that the real tests lie ahead against teams with legitimate playoff aspirations. Every matchup from here on will highlight how much progress has actually been made and which players and strategies will carry this team deeper into the season. Now, shifting our focus a little deeper into what the Cowboys need to do moving forward, the real challenge begins with consistency. The Jets game offered flashes of brilliance, but the true test comes when the Cowboys face teams that aren't just missing pieces, teams that can exploit mistakes and pressure both sides of the ball. The upcoming stretch includes matchups against Carolina, the Commanders, Denver, and Arizona, and each of these presents unique obstacles. Carolina might be beatable, but the Commanders and Denver are teams with legitimate playoff aspirations, and Arizona, while shaky, can never be underestimated. Then you've got the likes of the Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, and Chargers lurking later in the schedule. These are the games that will define whether the Cowboys can be more than just a middle-of-the-pack team, or if they will plateau as an average contender. Beating the Jets is necessary, but it's not sufficient. On the offensive side, there's a clear evolution taking place. Dak Prescott seems more comfortable in the system, and the trust between him and his wide receivers is growing. Ryan Fennoy's performance against the Jets exemplifies this perfectly. He was involved in 6 catches for over 100 yards, plus a couple of carries, and executed a reverse that could have been spectacular with better blocking. The offensive scheme allowed him to find space, make plays in the open field, and show his athletic upside. This isn't just about one game. It's about how Fennoy can complement the existing core, including players like Jalen Tolbert, whose versatility in blocking and special teams continues to make him a valuable piece of the puzzle. The coaching staff is now in a position to strategically rotate receivers, maximizing both Fennoy's explosive potential and Tolbert's utility. This depth adds a layer of unpredictability to the offense, which is exactly what you need to compete against elite defenses. The offensive line, particularly the rotation at left tackle with Nathan Thomas and Tyler Gayton, also provides a critical point of stability. Thomas played his first full game in nearly 2 years, and while he didn't dominate, he held his own in pass protection and run blocking, performing similarly to Gayton. This flexibility gives the Cowboys confidence that injuries or matchups won't completely destabilize the offense, and it allows Dak to operate without constantly feeling the pressure that derailed the line in past seasons. TJ Bass continues to perform at a surprisingly high level as well, contributing to a front line that can consistently protect the quarterback and open lanes in the running game. It's incremental, but these subtle improvements create a foundation for bigger successes later in the season. Defensively, there's cautious optimism. The Jets' offensive struggles make it tempting to overstate progress, but the adjustment from Matty Rayfuss suggests that the coaching staff is experimenting and learning what works best. More man coverage, mixed with timely blitzes and increased pressure from the front seven, allowed the defense to generate turnovers and stop drives effectively. Players like Shamar James are still finding their rhythm, and while his high tackle numbers were inflated by soft coverage and garbage time, his activity level and athleticism offer promise. James Houston continues to excel as a situational pass rusher, and Dante Fowler is making his presence felt. Even though the defense isn't flawless, the ability to rotate packages and adapt in-game shows growth. Consistency is still the key, and the Cowboys will need to demonstrate that against more formidable opponents. Looking at the running game, Clayton Adams has emerged as a significant threat. The blend of patient vision and burst through gaps makes him capable of turning modest gains into explosive plays. The offensive line is opening lanes more consistently, and the combination of Adams' skill and the improved play-action passing game is creating a multi-dimensional attack that defenses have to respect. This also takes pressure off Dak, allowing him to operate in cleaner pockets and make more calculated decisions rather than relying on improvisation to escape pressure. A balanced offense is the foundation of sustained success, and the Cowboys are showing glimpses of achieving that balance. Special teams and situational play remain areas that could swing close games. Jalen Tolbert's role in blocking and punt coverage is critical, and while he may not be the flashiest option, the ability to execute reliably in these situations adds stability. Similarly, rotational decisions at linebacker and defensive line positions are shaping the team's identity, particularly against versatile offenses. Shamar James, Kenneth Murray, and others provide a mix of coverage ability and athleticism, though there is still work to be done in tackling efficiency and assignment discipline. The coaching staff is testing combinations, and each matchup will provide valuable information on how to optimize the roster moving forward. It's also worth noting that while the Cowboys dominated the Jets, the win shouldn't lead to overconfidence. The Jets are historically weak this season, and the victory reflects more on the opponent's shortcomings than a flawless Cowboys performance. That said, the game did highlight positive trends: offensive creativity, improved line play, the emergence of key skill players, and a defense that can generate pressure when schemed properly. These trends are critical as the team approaches more challenging opponents. Winning decisively over a weak opponent provides confidence and an opportunity to refine schemes and rotations before facing playoff-caliber teams. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In what might be the most unexpected twist of the NFL offseason, the Dallas Cowboys have reportedly sent shockwaves across the United States by announcing a potential signing that has left fans and analysts alike in disbelief. EFE OBADA, the British defensive standout currently with the Washington Commanders, is rumored to be on the verge of joining the star-studded Cowboys roster. While official confirmation has yet to come from either franchise, whispers from sources close to the team suggest that Dallas is looking to make a bold statement with this move, one that could redefine the landscape of defensive talent in the league. OBADA, who has built a reputation as one of the NFL's most tenacious and versatile defensive ends, has long been admired not only for his raw athleticism, but also for his remarkable journey from the streets of London to the bright lights of America's most storied football franchises. His rise has been nothing short of cinematic, earning him a dedicated following both in the UK and across the NFL. Now, speculation is mounting that the Cowboys front office sees in OBADA the perfect blend of grit and experience to bolster a defense that has shown flashes of brilliance but has yet to fully dominate in the league. The rumor mill has been spinning relentlessly since early this morning, with social media platforms exploding as fans from both sides of the Atlantic debate the plausibility of such a move. Could the Cowboys, already known for aggressive roster strategies, really lure away a player like OBADA from a Commanders team that has invested heavily in its defensive line? Industry insiders suggest that Dallas might be prepared to offer a contract package designed to make OBADA the centerpiece of a new defensive identity, signaling a willingness to gamble big in pursuit of supremacy in the NFC East and beyond. If true, this acquisition would mark a historic moment. The Cowboys landing one of the NFL's rare European stars, a move that could ignite international interest in American football while sending shockwaves through Washington's locker room. While teams rarely confirm trade talks or free agent negotiations until deals are finalized, the mere possibility of OBADA in silver and blue has already set tongues wagging and imaginations running wild. For now, the football world waits, caught between disbelief and excitement, as one of the NFL's most tantalizing rumors continues to unfold. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.